Kuphi nakuphi emakhaya emadolobheni asekomplasta khona ke siyanimukela ehleni It's Your Right Yilungelo Lakho ke mina ke ngingiSimphiwe Ngcongwane asesingene ke endzabeni yethu namhla. Ngabe ke uliphoyisa ungumsebenzi ke wase correctional services ungithishela kumbe ke umvikelo wemphakathi tindzaba letimnanzi ke tithi nawe ke sowungakhona ukuthatha umhlala phansi ngaphandle kokuthathelwa ke intsela emalini yakho yempensheni uma uneminyaka lengu55 kuya ku60 kusukela nyalo ke ngaApril kude kube ekupheleni kwaSeptember. Kukhuluma kabanti ke ngekuthi ke lihlelo litawube lisebenza kanjani ke asesimukele Tahir Mayepa lomele ke libutho lebasebenzi iPublic Service Association etindlini tethu tekusakata ke eCape Town sinemcwayiso wetimali ke longisonwabile Mdondolo elicingweni futhi siphinde sibe na Marva Scott lobuya ke eDepartment of Public Service and Administration. Welcome to all of you gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to start with you. Your organization seems to be opposed to this program. Why?
So what is simply EPSA is opposed to the VSP initiative ngoba sithi as you would know ukuthi abasebenzi wehulumende there was a study that was made ukuthi most public servants they are indebted. Now majority of them if bayithatha le VSP ukusho ukuthi ipension yabo bazoyithola fanele ukuthi bakhokhe le ikoloto lezo banazo and then after that they have nothing. Manje thina as Public Servants Association city government beyifanele ukuthi iputhe i-process in place to advise especially financial advice kubasebenzi wehulumende ukuthi if uthatha le pension khona manje this is how much you are worth and if uthatha ikolota zakho zinganganani then uzokhona ukuthi ukhona ukuphila beyond that pension. For instance, I'll make it a simple example. If somebody who's 55 today and has been in public service for 7 years, uzothala malini pension, how are they going to survive beyond 55 years? So, city, that is irresponsible. We are just plunging these public servants into poverty, into despair. And Sibonile previously, with the previous VSPs, majority of the teachers and the policemen who took those pension VSPs then, bahamba early retirement and so forth, they are suffering khona manje. Most of them, they lost their houses, they lost their cars, their lives are in despair. So city, let's not repeat the same mistake. Let's follow a proper process. Yoku advise abantu kahle ukuthi if uthathe pension khona manje, what does it mean in real life mawuphuma e-public service?
Uthini ke kulabo labathi no mina ngifuna ukuyithatha manje le lump sum khona ngitoyi-investa kuma investment schemes latanginika higher returns on a monthly basis?
How many of such public servants are out there? Public servants are not earning a lot of money. And you must also remember ukuthi the majority of people that are targeted are at the lower levels of in the public service. They are not earning a lot of money. Kusho ukuthi laba bantu labo, there's no way that they will be able to invest and earn the same returns, at least half of the salary that they are getting now. If khona manje mina I'm earning 10,000 per month, the cost of living is rising by 10% year on year. Kusho ukuthi I must get an additional 10% year on year just to be where I am today. Where are you going to get it with a pension payout, a monthly pension payout of about 5,000 rand when you were earning 10,000? It's not going to work. It's just going to make things worse for public servants.
Okay. Asasiye lapha ke eCape Town sinaye ke loqhamuka eNkunzi Wealth Group babeke sonwabile Mtondolo sakumule ehlelweni sawubona baba.
Nkosi kakhulu Simphiwe.
Naye ke Public Service Association ifuna kuyivala iparty yetisebenta kahulumende uthi ke no they are very much opposed to this early retirement scheme. Nithini ngaloko?
Into ebalulekileyo thina Simphiwe sinothanda uyiphuhlisa is abantu they must know implications ze decisions zabo. So into esiye siyinyanzelise into bana abantu must know exactly xa umuntu ezawuthi uthatha early retirement ii-implications zaloo nto zawuphelela phi na. Ndiyayiva bukhona ubunyani kule nto ithethwa indwendwe lakho apho wena Simphiwe, but into ebalulekileyo is umntu ingaske angahlala phantsi ne-financial advisor first to plan, because umntu ozozibona kaloku esengxakini into yobana usebenzise imali ngendlela erongo, it means uba there was no proper planning apho, because umntu xa ifumana imali there must be i-strategy ne-plan sokuba uzawukwazi uphila njani na after i-retirement.
Okay, and I would imagine you'd be more than welcome to receive those civil service employees who would be approaching you to invest their packages, angisho?
Yebo injalo Simphiwe, because siye sifune actually into yobana siyiqale le nto sibanike ii-options. Asiye sithi thatha lena indlela okanye uthathe leya, siye sibaxelele into yobana look, naku kwenzeka uyakwazi ukuthi uhlale ne-product karhulumente okanye uyakwazi ukuthi uphume kwi-product karhulumente, and ii-implications of both, into yobana xa uphuma kuzokwenzeka ntoni okanye xa uhlala kuzokwenzeka ntoni.
Elanini-ke sina Marva Scott lophuma-ke e-Department of Public Service and Administration, litiko-ke letebasebenzisa umoya ehlelweni sawubona baba. Marva Scott, are you there?
Siyakubingelela mfowethu, ngibingelela nabantu abakhuluma nabo lapha e-studio.
No, siyabonga kakhulu ukuhlanganyela nathi. Lengikuvayo-ke lapha ukuthi akusibo bonke labaqualifyako for le scheme lesi. Ngibaphi labaqualifyako, ngibaphi labanga-qualify?
Okokuqala nje engifuna ukucacisa ukuthi le early retirement is not forced on anybody. This is a voluntary early retirement. In fact, we have been receiving a lot of enquiries kubantu bona abafuna ukuthatha i-early retirement. Into esiyenzayo-ke thina siwumnyango ukuthi siyenze possible leyo nto leyo ngokuthi sizame ukuthi sikhawulelane nabo bangatholi ama-penalties lo 0.3% that was going to be taken if bebehambe early ingekho le dispensation. Ngiyafuna ukuyicacisa futhi ngiyigcinezele into yokuthi it is not forced on anybody. People have a choice who qualify in terms of a criteria of 55 years to 59 years. And there's a window period of April and September this year in terms of which we will apply this dispensation, and then sibheke ukuthi emva kwalokho senze assessment sibone ukuthi singakwazi yini ukuqhubeka siye phambili. Ngifuna futhi ukuvumelana nomfowethu lo ose-Cape Town ukuthi abantu yibo ekufuneka bathathe isinqumo sokuthi imali yakhe uyisebenzisa kanjani, nokuthi futhi bakhulume nama-financial advisors njalo.
Nawuthi-ke icala nyalo-ke itawuphela ngaSeptember, kusho ukuthini? Emva kwalo September, does that mean ukuthi angeke isaba khona le offer le?
Kusho ukuthi yebo, that is a cut off time. Abantu banesikhathi sokuthi banga-apply kuma-department wabo between April and September. Sizothi-ke njengoba besengishilo senze i-assessment, sibone ukuthi bangaki abantu abathathe lo mhlala phansi, how much has government saved on this. Okunye futhi engokugcizelele ukuthi because this is not a severance package, ngoba ahlale ngizwa abantu bekhuluma bethi i-severance package. No, akusiyi severance package, i-early retirement, which means that lamaposo labantu abazowashiya akazo-abolishwa, azobe khona. Ukhona-ke lapho kuzovuleleka amathuba okuthi intsha ithole imisebenzi la ku-public service.
Baba Scott, siyabonga kakhulu ukuhlanganyela nathi. Ngicela ukuthi uchubeke ubambe lelo line sitawuchubeka futhi nenkulumo yethu emva kwaleli khefu. Nabashokela abatiko bekunene bathi-ke akulaleki na unemali, but passing on the worry to an investor can give you peace of mind. Kwanyalo-ke asesithathe likhefu. We'll be back after this. Asiphinde sikwamukele futhi mbukeli. Namhla ke sikhuluma ngekuthi tisebenti tahulumende letineminyaka lengu-55 kuya ku-60 sethi ngathatha ke umhlala phansi ngaphandle kokuthathelwa ke intsela emalini yato yepension. Are you a government employee? I mean, do you think this is a good deal? Do share your thoughts with us. Our lines and are now open, and of course you can tweet us on our social media platforms which are open right now. The details are on your screens right now. Sinaye ke Tyre Scott uvela ke lapha e-Public Service Association Cape Town, siphinde sibe na Sonwabile Mtondolo yena ke uvela e-Inkunzi Wealth Group. On the line siphinde sibe na Marva Scott yena ke uphuma lapha e-Department of Public Service which is iltiko letebasebenzi tahulumende. Tyre, asisichubeke labanye ke bathi it's not really about retiring but the freedom yakwenda lokho lofuna kwenda ngalesikhathi lofuna ngazo.
Look, if you are looking for freedom, that freedom must be sustained. It must be sustainable. And ngizovumelana noBhuti Sonwabile if when he says that there need to be a process, abantu fanele ukuthi bahlele phansi nama financial advisors ukuthi bazo khona ukubona ukuthi le is it freedom or is it doomsday.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you ukuthi kwenzwe research, and in terms of that research they say that almost 75% of public servants are indebted. They are in debt. Kusho ukuthi these public servants, if bahamba khona manje, majority of them, they'll have to first pay all these debts that they have because they won't have any additional income. Once they've paid those debts, then they must live with this monthly contribution. And I'm telling you now, those monthly contribution will not even take them halfway of what they are earning now. Umava he said something about no, but this thing is voluntary. Government cannot exonerate their responsibility towards their employees. They have a responsibility to make sure that these employees, even if it's voluntary, that voluntary, it must be based on facts. They must be able to assist them, to advise them. If you go now, these are the implications. To say that you are not going to be, you are going to save a few percentages, early retirement, is not enough. If it was VSP, it was something else because then we can negotiate a better deal. This is not a better deal for our public servants. The other thing that I also want to mention, the government is speaking with forked tongues. One moment, Umava Ati, this thing is to create opportunities for the youth. Utito Mboweni says, I want those positions because I want that money. We don't have money to pay our public servants. Ngoba, public service is bloated. So somebody must come. Somebody is lying. Either Tito is lying or Umava, a minister of public service and administration, they are lying. Are these posts going to be abolished or not? If you are saying they are not going to be abolished, where is the savings that Utito Kulumangazu? Where are they going to come from? So somebody must explain what is happening here because you can't have it both ways. But as far as this deal is concerned, this is not a good deal for the public servants. And Tina, as Public Service Association, we're saying that please don't take them. And we are already putting together a group of financial advisors that we are going to do it ourselves. Since this government is not caring enough to look after their employees, we are going to do it ourselves so that those who are our members, they must know the implication of what they're getting themselves into.
Okay. Marva Scott, back to you on the line. Ngiyathemba umvile ke Tyre. Uthi yena ke kukhona lokushaya imandi la kule deal le. On the one hand, wena uthi lelihlelo leli litawuveta emathuba ekusebenta ensha. On the other hand, indvuna yetemafa yena ke Tito Mboweni uthi yena akanayo imali yaloko. One of you is lying. Kahle kahle kwentekani la?
Let me just make this point very clear. The minister was very clear that, number one, there will be a cost to government if we implement this. If we allow, I think there's a figure of about 30,000 older employees who want to exit prematurely without a penalty, there will be a cost to government of about 16 billion rand over the MTEF. But government will save approximately 20 billion in the MTEF if each department manages their own HR plans efficiently. I want to make that very clear. There is no way that the posts that these people are living are going to be abolished. And I think the minister made that very clear. This is about, giving people an opportunity to exercise their choice, but also freeing up public service so that we can avoid the fact that the youth of this country do need to get opportunities in the public service, especially. We talk about professionalizing a public service. We talk about making it more efficient. We talk about the fourth industrial revolution. We want to attract young people, young minds, innovative, that are going to cope in this fourth industrial revolution that is Kulumangai. So there is no contradiction when we say that we want to offer Abantu the opportunity to exercise their choice and exit when they want, but also to create opportunity for the youth. But I also want to agree with this issue around financial advice. It's quite critical. I mean, the government can't just leave people to go and see for themselves what to do with their early retirement packages. There must be a dispensation, or there must be some kind of help that government should assist with. And I would agree with Tahir and your guest in Cape Town that is very important. But into evnafuna sikhohlwe ukuthi abantu who themselves want to take this early retirement are free to do so.
Nyathemba by now kunesiphithiphithi ke sapha ke mahhovisi enu bantu bayanyathelana taking up this offer. Just how many employees have so far approached you with regards to taking this offer?
It's going to be difficult to say at the moment, because this process is not going to be managed centrally by EDPSA. You will recall that amanyama sectors, or education, defense, they've got their own legislation and policy in terms of how they deal with issues of this nature. All we're looking at is the age 55 to 59 as the department. That's the directive we issued, and then each sector is going to deal with its own employees. So asazi owamanje, and we've just started now in April. So we can't tell at the moment how many people have already applied in their different departments. But what we do know is that we're getting quite a number of inquiries from people who are interested in the scheme. Abanye bafuna nje understand what are the implications, and our personnel at HR is ready to answer those questions. And I think we have to explore further in the financial advice to those who are interested to exit.
Marva Scott, I want to engage you more after the break, but before you take that break, let's now go back to Cape Town. So Nabile, ngiyathemba usesenathi ingabe tisebenzi, can they really afford it? Bangakhona yini ku maintain le lifestyle yekuphila ku early retirement compared to lapho basasebenda?
Simpiwe ndiyamvutha here. It makes sense point yakhe into bana abantu banamatyala, and then after bathathe le option they might end up going back mhlawumbi befuna imisebenzi. But even if uyahlala umuntu up to the age of 60, still there's no guarantee into bana akazukwenza options ezirongo xa engakhange adibane ne-financial advisor apho kuzohlalwa phansi. So I think at the end of the day, noba umuntu yeka at 57, at 60, it plays a very key role into bana kube ne-plan umuntu xa izothatha umhlala phansi, because this is one of the most important decisions ebomini bomuntu into bana athini athatha umhlala phansi. So it's very important into bana kube khona iplan. Apho ndivumelane khona naye kakhulu Tahir wena Simpiwe is umention into bana uTitombo wenu umphathiswa wezezimali. The key thing awayimenshine kwi-budget speech yakhe was ufuna ukhatha kakhulu ku-wage bill. At the same time, create i-opportunities for into yobana adente kwi-unemployment. Xa ujonga izinto ke ziyi-2 ziyaklasha, because I can guarantee you now kuthethwa nge-30,000 employees ezingaphuma potentially kurhulumente. Akuzuqashwa 30,000 people abagraduatileyo uba bavale ezazikhewu. Chances are.
All right. Let's take our first call. Sinalina ulapha ke Limpopo. Sakumole hleleni sawubona? Siyaphila kunjani mama? Sakumule hlelo mama. What's on your mind?
Okay, bengicela ukukhomenta ngale program ye-education. Mina sesiyasupport ngoba especially kule defense ngisho ngebhasi. Ngibona ukuthi umuntu uthenge service ebhasi yena angadecide. Ngoba abantu abaningi khona manje emsebenzini uthola ukuthi productive. Ngoba ama-employees retire, pension, but government akaqashi and i-population iyakhula ibhizinisi uthola ukuthi abantu sebasebenza imisebenzi okungasiyo yabo ngoba i-example uthola ukuthi unesi akuna clerk in that le ndawo le facility asebenza kuyo uzosebenza umsebenzi so uthola ukuthi abantu sebakhokhela abasakwazi ukubheka emsebenzini so mina personally ngibona ukuthi ngiyasupport but angiyilungele so angikuthi wayefuna sinqabele abantu abano-10 uyaphezulu nabafuna ukuthatha lento leyo.
All right. Lina, siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela. Your line is not the best, but siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela. Ngilina ke ulapha eTzaneen Limpopo. Yathini tefike titawukhomenta ke emva kwaleli khefu. Have you ever received a lump sum? I mean, did you blow it? Did you even manage it wisely? Singathanza kuva ngawe ukuthi ke wena ke ucabangani nasibuya ekhefini. Sonke ke siyafuna ke kubamba ilotho, but do you really have a plan for that money? Ngiloko ke lesicebisa ngakho namhla ehlelweni la namhla. Sacubeka futhi nenkulumo yethu. Now Tahir, do you want to respond to Lina from Etzaneen?
Yeah, look, let me make a few things a little bit clear. One of the issues that are very important, let's not try and resolve the unemployment crisis by using this dispensation. This is not going to address unemployment in the country. And to create an impression that this will be bringing in millions of youth into employment, it's a fallacy. It's not going to happen. That's one. Secondly, if government was really serious about employing youth into the public service, something that we support, there's already over 100,000 positions vacant in government. Why are they not using those? If they are true as far as creating employment. But the other thing that we must also understand, government is not necessarily an employment agency. Government's role is to create conducive environment for employment. Private sector must be able to be given latitude and a space to create jobs. And how do you do that? You must create trust into the system.
Yeah.
People are not investing in the country, and we know why. It's because of our government has let us down. The corruption, the maladministration, all these things that we're seeing out there, they have an effect in terms of job creation. So let us not try and resolve a crisis that was created by wrong political decisions and cloud it with what we are talking about here. Government will not, I'm telling you now, will not even fill 10% of these 30,000 jobs that they are talking about. They are lying. They are creating an impression that they are going to bring in the youth in order to excite the youth. It is a wrong thing to do because they are creating another crisis. They are creating another crisis that they will not be able to resolve. Let's deal with what the issues are. And us as Public Servants Association, we are not saying people should not leave. People already have a latitude to leave on early retirement whenever they want to. But they are dangling this carrot for a particular group of people. Because people who are already 60, up to 65, they can still leave without any penalties, now as we speak. Why are they not leaving? It's because they can't afford to leave. Now you are dangling a carrot on this particular group, thinking that they will take that carrot, but you are plunging this country into another crisis. You must also remember, Uguti, every public servant who's working now has got at least family members of about 5 that they are supporting. Now, if there's no income, now you are saying that you are plunging another 5 people into poverty. How are you going to deal with it? Now you must increase more people who are going to be queuing at SASA for grants. There will be less people who are paying tax because there are no jobs that are being created. Where is that money going to come from? This is a national crisis that we must deal with it honestly, not with these quick fixes of lies and conveniences.
Okay. Asasive ke imivo yenu kulapha ku social media, ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Kuthi ninensini ngalendzaba le. Let's take a look at the Facebook messages. Olani Utsi, I personally think it's the best for civil servants to exit at the age of 55 just to create space for new blood. I mean, the government will also afford to pay them what is due to them. Not forgetting the lifespan for humans has decreased. It is at around 70 years. So if you retire early, you will spend your money in one piece. So Nabile, uthi people should learn to be more disciplined when it comes to retirement benefits. Some people eat their retirements very recklessly with strange friends, changing their habits and end up bothering their families when they are broke. To save is not easy, but worth it. Jabulani Nkambule uthi molweni, I'm from Hayshop Dam. Also, I'm a public servant at the Water and Sanitation Department. Our employer's advice is to do it for our own risk, but on the other side say it's for job opportunities to the youth, because people extend their retirement up until 65 while there's a crisis of unemployment to the youth. Many thanks, ngise Hayshop Dam lapha ke eMpumalanga. Alright, asasiphinde sibuyele eCape Town na sonwabile ke Mdondolo ke. Sonwabile ngiyathemba uyivile ke ama messages nama callers naye ke sinini sethu lapha from the Public Service Association. What's your response to all of those?
Yes, I think into abalulekileyo Simphiwe that we must note up. We must know okokuqala i-benefit yababantu sithetha ngabo i-calculator based on iminyaka yababeyisebenzileyo. So it's very important abantu that would ordinarily advise thina into yobana okay, maybe you may consider or you may not consider. Abantu esinobaxhasa xa besithi strongly ndifuna uphuma ngabantu abaneminyaka ephezulu kakhulu, like about 30 years plus bekwi-service, because uhlobo ecalculator ngayo i-benefit Simphiwe is kuthathwa your final year yonyaka, isalary yakho yonyaka imultiplywe ngeminyaka oyisebenzileyo. So if you've got long service, then ku-easier ukwenza i-decision into yobana ungaphuma. uThahir is completely right, le nto ayithethayo. Hence si-emphasize ke ngoku also i-idea into yobana this planning should start way before even uthi uyenze loo decision.
Uthini ke kulabo labathi ingcono le early retirement because ema living expenses will be much lower uma sengihleli ngasasebenzi?
Well, it goes back to indaba ye-planning. It goes back to indaba ye-planning. Because our living expenses are here now when Simphiwe. If we plan for them, because xa usenza planning yakho uhleli ne-financial advisor, you also factor in inflation on your spending on everything. Include ukutya, medical aid, expenses zemoto and everything. So it just needs a proper planning.
Okay, Mava, back to you. If one chooses to stay with the government employees pension fund, bangayishintsha ingqondo yabo and transfer out of the pension? Mava, usasenathi?
Hello?
Mava,
Hello?
can you hear me? Uyangiva Mava?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, no, bengibuta nje wena kunena ukuthi if one chooses to stay kule government EPF, can they opt out of that pension?
Your line is not, it's quite bad, eh?
Okay, ndawucela ke bonjinela bethu ke ya ngicela ukuthi uhlale eline but awuphinze bakushayele back futhi while we're still sorting out that line. Now, Tahir, do you want to comment on some of the viewers?
Well, look, I think the viewers, they're sincere in terms of their assessment. We need the youth to come in, and it's okay for people to live early and all that. Okay. They're sincere. I don't think there's malice in that. But we're talking reality here. We're talking the condition of the public servants now. And like it's been said, it's all about your service.
Yeah.
And anybody who leaves the public service now, or anybody who leaves their job now, chances of getting another job out of 100% is almost 2%. Because there's more people looking for jobs. Now, if you are going to leave the public service now with a 10-year service, how long is that money going to sustain you? And you can't necessarily opt out of the GPF. The opt-out portion is the lump sum that you get. That lump sum that you get, you can then put it somewhere. But okay, then you get the monthly whatever, if you qualify for monthly pension, which is less than your current salary. Now, if you have service less than 10 years and all that, how much lump sum are you going to get? Looking at the debts that you are having, if you have a card that you're still paying, you still have a house that you are still paying, you still have kids who go to school and they are in university. How are you going to sustain all that? It's impossible, and that is why they put the cart before the horse. The first thing that was supposed to have done is to say that let's sit down, let's look at these people that we are targeting, what is their financial position. Once we have determined that, then you say that, okay, you, if you want, you can qualify to have a sustainable living with taking into consideration the current economic circumstances. But to just throw the public servants into disarray like this is wrong, it is irresponsible, this is not what we expect from a caring employer.
Okay, this is quite a huge issue, and we're still taking your calls on 011-714-6918 noma ke 011-714-6919. Ungaxhumana nathi futhi nge-SMS, i-email noma ke ku-social media. Asesiphindze ke sibonane emva kwaleli khefu. Welcome back. Khumbula ke ukuthi nawe ungaba ingcenye yalolu namhla ngekuxhumana nathi ku-011-714-6918 noma ke 011-714-6919. Ungasithumela futhi ne-SMS ku-33721 or catch us on our social media platforms. The details are on your screens right now. Asesiphindze ke sixoxisane ke na Marva Scott, yena ke uqhamuka lapha e-Department of Public Service and Administration, litiko ke le-37 tahulumende. Now Marva, asesithi ke ngisebenzisa uhulumende futhi ngilunga futhi le-GEPF and inyafanyalo. So what then will happen if I am a member of the GEPF compared to when I'm outside the GEPF?
Ngiyabonga, ngicela kuqala nje before ngiphendula lapho ngikucacise ukuthi ama-personal circumstances and reasons for people to want to exit early are very important. They are going to be taken into account. And for Tahir to create an impression that we are opening floodgates where every public servant is going to, exit is wrong. I mean, I did mention earlier that this is voluntary. Personal circumstances are important. Also, from the point of view of a public service, we are going to look at skills, the type of skills that we do not want to lose in the public service. Issue of service delivery, it's also very important. I also want to respond to the issue about the opportunity that will be created for the youth. It is also wrong. I know that government is not an employment agency, but to say that government has no role whatsoever in creating employment is actually misleading. I think that as a responsible government, looking at the numbers of unemployed people and the youth in particular, it is important. It's our responsibility to ensure that we contribute as government. I agree with him about the problem of unfilled posts. He mentioned something like 100,000 vacant posts in the public service. I mentioned earlier that departments will have to manage their HR plans efficiently to ensure that this works. The inefficiencies in the system at the moment are the ones that are causing this type of vacancies that are not filled for quite some time. But the minister is serious about making this work, and she has made a commitment that she will engage her colleagues and counterparts in the public service to ensure that we not only talk about this thing, but we make it happen.
Nangimvisise kahle ke Tahir Marva uthi akusiye umsebenzi wahulumende wekucreate emathuba emsebenzi particularly yensha. The only thing that government does is to provide an enabling environment for employment to thrive. Manje ke nasanithi nina ke ndawucreate emathuba lang over 30,000 for the youth. Uthi ke khona lokushaya imandi lapho.
I agree with him. I agree with him that government is not an employment agency. But I have to differ with him when he creates an impression or when he says that government must not play a role whatsoever. It is important for us to ensure, firstly, that in the course of professionalizing the public service, as we must do in terms of what the NDP says, we must attract the youth. we must make the public service efficient. We need the energy, we need the innovation. And this is a process that is at its infancy, and it needs the support of everyone, including the social partners. We have to sit down, talk to the employees themselves, talk to the unions, and agree on a best possible way to manage this situation. But also, I mean, when you talk about a person who is 55 in the public service, that person is already at the door of retirement. I mean, retirement age for public servants is 60. So we're talking about 4 years, and these people want to retire. They've been knocking at our doors, and we have to look at the personal circumstances. This I must emphasize: personal circumstances and the reason for people wanting to retire early. All we're offering is that we will agree with that, but ensure that they do not lose their part of their pension. That's all we're saying. But we have to come together and have a discussion in terms of how we can help those who decide to exercise that option for themselves.
All right, Mavaskoti, siyabonga kakhulu. Uthini ke ngaloku uyamvumela nomphikisana naye?
Well, again, the impression is created that I'm saying that government should not create opportunities or jobs for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't lie and say that this dispensation is meant to create jobs for youth. That's what I'm saying. This is not the case, because you need to look at the contradiction between what the finance minister is saying and what the public service and administration is saying. And as far as professionalizing the public service, I said this to the minister herself. We are going to support her. We want the public service to be professionalized because we want them to serve our nation in a professional and efficient way. And we're also saying, I mean, I'm a trade union. Why wouldn't I want more public servants to be employed? For my survival is based on the fact that there's more public servants. And I'm saying there's already 100,000 jobs that we could factor in and bring in the youth into the public service without going this route. Why don't you start with these ones? Why do you want to create more vacant positions when you already have 100,000? I mean, if you are sincere in what you are saying, I mean, really speaking, let's not lie and mislead the public out there. We have signed an agreement with the Public Service and Administration that says that all positions that are vacant should be filled. To date, they haven't even filled one. And you say, are you saying the whole HR public service process is so inefficient that you are unable to at least fill 25% of those particular jobs with the crisis that we are seeing out there? Young people who are sitting in corners doing nothing and creating all this instability in the country. Okay. Let us be honest. We want people to be employed, but let's not create an impression that government currently is doing anything about it. They are doing absolutely nothing. Right. I'm in the system. I know what I'm talking about.
All right. Asasiya lapha eMpumalanga kunanqumalo sekumele hlele nqumalo sawubona.
Yebo ninjani?
Awusiphilile Mnguni kunjani?
Sikhona ma.
Awusakumukele hlele baba.
Sayizwa le ndaba le yethu le.
Yeah.
Mina ngibona ngathi uThayiri lento ayithetha iqiniso iphelele. Lapho umava nje uyathetha ngayo ubulala abanye abantu. Ngoba if labantu beseduze nokushaya intambo, why bangamanikezi zonke izinto zabo? Ngoba kwamanje nami ngibeke umunye wayo bakhuluma ngema-penalties. I'm just 58, but there are some penalties. Why bangasinikezi yonke lento le ngoba sesishaya intambo? And lento leyo bona laba bomava ngabe bayichekile lento ye-constitution yokudala ukuthi umuntu uya kanjani empenshenini. Ngoba during apartheid abantu ebelungu bebahamba ngebo-45 bathola imali zabo zonke beyovula amafema benze amathuba emsebenzi. But uma sekungena abazange bayireviewe le constitution. And abantu bebangavuyela abantu emnyama because uma bangathola le chance bazothola le mali bathenga ibhama bale bathola umbuso. So kwamanje bafanele bayireviewe lento le. Umuntu makaphume nge-45 athole izinto zakhe
Okay.
ayocreate usebenzi ayenze yonke into.
Alright,
And
ngibonisa
yabona,
kakhulu
ngoba-
kusishayela. Yena ke Mava Scott usesekhona elanini utawuphendvula umbuto wakho ke emva kwaleli khefu. Let's take our final commercial break. Hlala nathi ngibukeli ungathi nyike. Singakagodgodi ihlelo asithathe-ke licingo lethu lekugcina kunaThabi elayinini ulapha eSoweto. Sakumukela ehlelweni sawubona.
Sawubona kunjani mntana sekhaya?
Siphilile kunjani Thabi?
Ngiyaphila.
Siyakumukela ehlelweni. What's on your mind?
Indaba ye-government early retirement. Ngiyavumelana nayo mina. Ubhuti olapho okhulumayo, I don't dispute whatever he's saying, because mothi uyabheka mntana sekhaya moya lapha eyibhedlele emakliniki kuphi ne? Kugcwele abomama abadala abasebeyikhathalele. Abanye uthola ukuthi umuntu all the time off sick emsebenzini. Kanti ngabe uthatha i-early retirement so that uzokhona abantwana abahlele emalokishini, abantwana bethu bafuna imisebenzi, they went through i-training and nursing, abawuthola imisebenzi because of kugcwele abomama laphana abangabe bayathatha this early retirement because of ama-problems nama-debt ahlala akhona. Even if umuntu angaretire at 60 or 65, uma ne-problem yemali unama-debt uneyikoleta uyohlala unazo. So even if you are 55 years, if you can take that chance, I can make an example. I was a professional nurse, one of the clinics in Soweto, and then I did a hip replacement. Both hips were replaced. So I feel I can no longer working because of the condition in Nayo. And I went to HR and I requested a health retirement, which I was granted because now I can no longer work because I'm activities when anything are demanding too much. So if ngizolibele nyala lapha emsebenzini ngizidonsa ngamakhishisi kanti ngabe ngiyaphuma ngithathe early retirement ngingena umntana omncane uzokhona ukusebenza umsebenzi engiwenzayo. So I think it can be challenging somehow. But mina ngibona kuyinto right because abanye abantu basebenza emsebenzini more often usesibhedlele akekho emsebenzini and abantwana abahleli ngaphandle abasebenzi.
Okay, Thabi, siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela. Tinintetfu ke tikhona la studio that they will react to your comments. Thank you so much for your call. We appreciate it. Let's take a look at some more Facebook messages. Ngwane Milto Lindo uthi it's best that they exit at the age of 55. Lokumnanzi ke kuba graduate. There are graduates that specialize in public sector, for example, degree in public administration and management, but awusebenzi yet ubona abogogo abahlezi bekhala ngokugula nobuhlungu bemizimba behlezi ema-office bangasebenzi. Mohapi Pizzo uthi I'm a public servant in education. I'm 45 years of age and I have 20 years of service. So can please our unions come to us, advising us about all the consequences and advise those 60 and above to take their pension to open up space for our youth. He's a PSA member in Gauteng. Well, thank you so much for your calls and for your Facebook messages. Asesiphunze sibuyele kuMava Scott yena ke usebenza lapha ke Department of Public Service. Mava akakuvalelisi nje. Sicela ukuthi usichazele kabanti ukuthi ingabe will these processes be calculated timelessly nekuthi ke acalculatewa kanjani?
Ngiyabonga. Ithi ngiqale ngikhulume nobaba uNqumalo lo I think ubethe he is 58.
Yeah.
And angazi ukuthi mhlambe he is interested in taking the early retirement or not, because in terms of the dispensation we are qualifier because we are focusing on people who are 55 to 60 without attracting a penalty. So ngizwe ekhala ethi at 58 uyafuna ukuretire but there is a penalty. Ngifuna nje ukumqinisekisa ukuthi if uyafuna ukuretire angaya eminyangweni wakhe afake iapplication yalokho angeke attract ipenalty. So ama-benefits, these normal payments, ama-benefits ale dispensation, I think ebeshilo uTahir ukhulumile nge-golden handshake, le gratuity ye lump sum, which is based on the years of service yomuntu. Salary level for employees more than 10 years experience ibhatalwa i-GEPF, and then uzothola i-monthly pension annuity if the employee has more than 10 years pensionable service, and ibhatalwa i-GEPF. If they have less than 10 years, bazothola nje i-lump sum. I-payout into the actual payout nayo ebhatalwa i-GEPF, and then ke kunama-cap leave and all of that and other post-retirement medical benefits on a monthly basis if bano 15 years kanjalo.
All right, Marva Scott, I'm going to let you go, but then thank you so much for your invaluable insights. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. As I speak Cape Town, we're from the Inkunzi Wealth Group. Now, Sonabile, as for those who decided the package, early retirement, what are some of the investment options that they should consider?
Now, Simpiwe, it's either uhlala kuhulumente ku-GEPF okanye you opt out. So if you opt out, there is a product esidla ngoshumayela ngayo kakhulu ebizwa uba yi-living annuity, which is an alternative to i-GEPF, because i-GEPF ine-constraints ezininzi, whereas i-living annuity kune-freedom eninzi. There was a question obuyibuzile wena Simpiwe which ubhuti Mava ngakhange akwazi uyiphendula, andazi noba uye walibala na. You asked ukuthi xa ubhilonga kwi-GEPF and then ube sowuyasweleka, what happens thereafter? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Now, just to clarify, phaa GEPF, there is just 5-year guarantee xa ukula product. So if it happens, ndizakucacisela nje kancinci into yobana kula 5-year guarantee kunyaka wakho wokuqala, if isalary yakho yonyaka, let's assume that is 120, so you would be paid 120 multiplied by 4, which is the 4 years ubusaphaya, and then as iminyaka ihamba, second year you will be paid 120 multiplied by 4. But if you happen to die ukwi-GEPF kunyaka wakho wesihlanu, there's nothing that will be paid to i-beneficiaries zakho. So i-beneficiaries zakho will only get paid xa usweleke kunyaka wokuqala.
Okay, so Nabila, unfortunately we don't have time, but siyabonga kakhulu kuhlanganyela nathi. It's been really a pleasure having you take part in this discussion. Siyabonga kakhulu. Now, just briefly, your parting shots?
Yes, what we're saying to the public servants, please, before you take up this carrot, come to the union offices. Let's advise you, let's connect you to a financial advisor so that you can see if you'll be able to afford. And if not, you can look at the other options.
All right, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much to all three of you gentlemen for joining us. Fika kanjalo ke emaphethelweni elihlelo lwethu namhla. Sasemba ukuthi kunyende ke lokufunzile ngekuthi imali yakho ungayinvesta kuphi. Many thanks to our studio guests for their valuable insights. And lo hlelo ke litawuphindwa ngalesine ebusuku ngensimbi elishumi nakunye. Otherwise, catch my colleague Alicia Jali with yet another live consumer show next week Monday at 12 p.m. From me, Simpiwe Ngwane, and the rest of the team, have a blessed week. Cheers.
How